We ended off yesterday in 8-8.
Okay.
That was the last one we did, and that was the eating the Oreich for Zecher LeMikdash. Yeah. So we're up to 8-9. Okay, tell me you got it. Hello. I don't know where the sheets are, so we got real Rambams. Real Rambams. I'll try the page. Okay.
Oh, here.
Okay. We good to go?
Yeah.
All right. The Achar and afterwards, after you've done the Oreich, Nimshach Basauda, then you continue the Suda. Eat whatever you want, including chametz, no, and drink whatever you want, which implies, well, I guess, why do you think he needs to say that? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm now doubting it though. We'll see. The drink whatever you want, I know what he has to say. Because what the havmina? Yeah, you can only have 4 cups of wine, right? So I think he's making it clear you can drink wine during the Suda, always a bad idea, experientially speaking. And after, at the end, eat from the meat of the Pesach, even a kazayis. So, yeah.
Meaning there's no like harder requirements?
Are you asking about the kazayis part?
Yes.
Well, is something wrong with all the chairs today? Or
I was just trying to make it lean back, but then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So one of these chairs has an issue with the mechanism that either stops you or allows you to lean back.
Mhm.
It's hard to basically allow it to lean
Yeah.
back. And I just normally like the chairs really high.
So yeah, I guess, I mean, it kind of does sound like he's saying eating more of it would be good. Afilu ochel b'sar Pesach. Afilu kazayis is like a lower
That's what I go
measure, as opposed to saying that a kazayis is no different than more than a kazayis. Then why is he saying afilu kazayis?
Yeah, it sounds like you should be eating more, but
Yeah.
Well, that could be. Would you think that you can only have these guys? Well, no.
Oh, yeah, that'd be weird.
No, that wouldn't be how it goes.
Yeah.
That's not making sense.
Now going back though, when you were saying Ofo Kusha who wrote Lecho, and I asked like why does he need to say that? He said because of the Afikomen or the from Pesach. So what did he mean by that? What can one mean by that? I mean, I'll tell you, I was under the impression that like you have to leave room for the eating of a kazais, but I'm realizing now. I mean, I've never looked into that sugya. It has to be eaten al hasova, right? It has to be eaten when you are full. But I've heard people say that like it can't be achilas gata where you're like forcing yourself to eat it, and I've never looked into that sugya. I don't see that from the Rambam here. What? Meaning physically, as long as you can eat a kazayas, it doesn't matter whether you're forcing it or not. You're doing the achila. In fact, the proof of that, I mean, not the proof that I guess this doesn't talk about achilas gata per se, but we saw if you're force-fed matzah, you're yote. You're yote achilas matzah. So presumably, as long as you can get the kazayas down your gullet, then you're eating it. So I don't know. I don't know what the.
Not be a separate problem of achilas.
I mean, it could be, yeah. I tried while I was waiting for you guys to come down. I was looking up the term achilas gata in the Mishnah Torah and didn't see anything overtly where he talks about it. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't hold by it. Maybe he calls it something else. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but let's put it this way: he certainly doesn't make it clear here. Yeah. He just says as long as you eat a kazayis, So not sure, yeah.
Sorry, you realize that like they didn't have like a clear grasp of exactly how the structure of eating for yourself is.
Mm-hmm.
You eat. So what happens is you eat matzah and maror together, right?
Yeah.
Or possibly separately if you
want.
Okay. Then you have the chagiga, right?
Then you have the giga, correct?
And you eat the entire korban chagiga. Is that what happens?
I don't know how much you eat, right? Because you eat from the meat of the chagiga.
And I guess how long do you have? I guess korban chagiga you have. I think you have like maybe a day and a half.
That sounds familiar, right?
So I guess you don't have to eat the whole korban chagiga, and you just eat some of it.
Yeah,
Then you eat some of the korban pesach.
yeah,
But like you're like it kind of feels like you're like that's like the start of your meal.
yeah,
But like you're leaving some on your plate for like that's like that's a lot like the thing you want to have.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah. So yeah, I was under the impression from like ignorance that
Yeah.
I was under the impression that you only eat the korban pesach at the end of the meal for some reason. I just never. I guess because we don't do it in our Seder, that we don't eat it in the beginning. But yeah, you bracket your meal with korban pesach. You eat it at the beginning of your meal, or not the very beginning, but meaning like before you eat the Suda proper, and then you eat a ksais at the end. And wasn't that what he said at the end of the sixth parak, when he's talking about not the end of the sixth parak, close to the end, in 6:11. Midivrei sofrim she'ein mafkirin achar matzah klum, v'afilu klayos godim b'kiyot v'hen, ela alcohol ki she'achal matzah v'achal achorhem achalos acheros acheros b'kiyot v'hen, kodra achol k'vayt matzah v'achron u'potek. Oh, so I guess he doesn't say it there. I thought he has a thing of like that the tam ha-mitzvah should be in your mouth. And so like nowadays we do it with matzah, but back then you do it with pesach. Maybe he says that later on in our parak. That'd be weird though.
So is there a problem you wouldn't be able to eat anything after that one bite of stuff?
Before your meal?
Yeah.
I
You
don't.
would think that.
Maybe. I mean, I see how you get that from the words. That's an odd notion. Your meal has to consist entirely of like chagiga and pesach.
Right.
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 Yeah.
I mean, I'm not the bar, I guess. But
Yeah, right. That's interesting. Another possibility I've heard, not possibility about why he needs to say it, but that and I again, I don't remember what the context was. This in probably in a Harei Kedem or something like that from the Rav, but like that the eating whatever you want is like a kiyum in the chayros, which he kind of alluded to earlier in the when he brought in the achila and shasia after the lefika or b'chol davar chayvan liros zatmo. I don't think that's so machma from the Rambam. Like I wouldn't be forced to say that, but yeah. Okay, the eno ton acharav machal acher. Oh yeah, sorry. He does say it right here. What am I saying? The eno ton acharav machal acher. This is what I was looking for. You don't taste anything after the ksais of Pesach. Uvazman hazeh ochel ksais matzav eno ton acharav haklum. Nowadays we eat ksais of matzah and we don't taste after it anything. Kedei sheyihi hepsik sudaso, so that his suda should cease the tam b'thar hapesach o hamatzah b'fiv, and the taste of the meat of the pesach or the matzah should be in his mouth. Achilatan hi mitzvah, that their eating is the mitzvah. Yeah.
A few questions.
Yeah.
How does matzah substitute for the korban pesach? To me, it would seem like we should just not do this because like.
But I don't think he's saying it's a substitute for the korban pesach. He's saying you need to end off your eating with mitzvah.
that's exactly the same.
Oh yeah, nice. All right, so you can go to our page, but just from the Rambam itself, he's not saying that the matzah is a substitute, right? It's that
Way to say it was mazah.
he does say it was matzah. I was saying, but it's not a substitute. It's mitzvah.
Yeah.
Meaning that it's not that the matzah is somehow playing the role of korban pesach. It's that they're both playing the role of mitzvah. And I can ask why do we give precedence to the korban pesach and only bisman hazeh do matzah, but it's not a substitute.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, also it's just by reading this, it would seem like it's just a din of like ending off your meal like this.
Yeah.
Like after your meal, you could have a snack or something.
Yeah. Right. He does say hefsek sudaso.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good question. What the Rambam holds about that, because I think like conventional wisdom. Not conventional wisdom. Mainstream shita is that you don't eat anything afterward, even after your meal.
Right.
And the other thing also, which is strange, I mean, which plain shot support this, and I feel like I've asked this question. I don't remember what answer I get. Is you do have another tom afterwards, which is the 2 other cups,
Yeah.
But the Suda thing would address that. Like you ended your Suda, and then you have the wine,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start referring to mainstream pizza as conventional.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So just in terms of, I guess, what this process is, I mean, it seems to me like, if you have something, the one that you're having a meal, and you're having like a bunch of foods, but like one thing is like your favorite, you'll like go for that first, but then you'll like leave some over so that way like you can finish off with that.
Mhm.
And like it seems
Right.
like it's like that sort of structure.
Yeah. Can you imagine, the whole thing with the planning, the according phase off and how much meat and stuff. Can you imagine people's neuroses about that? Of the amount that people weigh the matzah and maror here, like measuring out because they seem like how hungry you're gonna be and
Yeah, it's like because there's an issue of like not finishing it.
Yeah.
And then like people it has to be eaten by people.
Yeah, and like what if like someone like is not feeling well and like you have to change the amounts, like someone has to like cram more.
Yeah.
It's a different experience. Yeah.
And like, what's considered finishing the whole thing? Like,
Yeah.
Someone the bone is that
Right.
No, you don't need to know.
No, it's
You don't snap the bones.
no.
Yeah, certainly not snapping the bones. Okay, Yud. The Alfakaf Notel Yadav. So that's the my Machronim, right? That's without a bracha. Umavarach Birkat Hamazon al Koshlichi. And then you make the Birkat Hamazon on the 3rd cup.
Wait, does the wrong hold to do without a broken? Or
Yeah, wrong hold you do without a bracha because it's for sakana.
Uh-huh.
And you don't make a bracha on
Interesting.
things
So
that
still
are-
holds our. Doesn't he hold there's no bonus for sakana? Oh, he holds it's an actual sakana.
Let's check.
Okay.
Vav Dalid.
Where?
Sorry, in brachos. Everywhere. Hilchos Ma'akeh. I could have said that and you would have believed me, right?
130 now.
Ah, nice. I'm just turning to it on the phone number. Vav Dalid. Yeah. Thank you. Wait, Vav Dalid. That doesn't look like my phone, does it?
No.
Fourth paragraph, I'm missing. That's probably means.
That's Zion.
But what's that?
Wait, hold on a second. Let's see if that's the first place. No.
No,
Oh, no. So it's in base. It's
Fourth
second paragraph. Kol hanotel yada ben la'achila ben l'kriya shema ben l'tefila mevarach b'tchila asher kedushan b'mitzvah v'tvan al n'tefila fidayim. So any washing that you do, whether for eating or for kriya shema or for tefila, then you make a bracha beforehand. I never looked into the sugi why we don't do that.
Whatever you want.
I mean, I've never heard anyone making a bracha before they wash for mincha or mari.
I have.
Oh yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
I just yeah.
Well, I've heard that you do it in the morning, but not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you don't know if they've.
Interesting.
The first time I heard from you this is very my mind.
Yes, it is very minority. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Mevarech batchila asher Chametz is obviously going to exam. Shazo mitzvah chachamim. Shazo mitzvah chachamim. He nitzavim b'torah lishma mehen. Shnemar al piyat Torah yerucha. Right. So he's explaining why you can say that God commanded you to wash your hands, even though He didn't, because God commanded you to listen to the chachamim who commanded you to wash your hands.
The first Rabbanan.
No. No. I think he says it in multiple places. Didn't he say it by halal also?
Yeah, but that was after this.
That was after this, but I'm saying like he's
Yeah, I guess you're right.
he keeps saying
I think that's not like every time.
yeah. Yeah, that is interesting that he does that
I
though.
think he says it like real often.
Uh-huh.
It's not the other.
Interesting. Yeah. Umay machronim ein mevarchelim she'enon ela mipnei hasakana. Ulfika chayv adam lihizaher behen yater. So you don't. The implication is you don't make a bracha because it's because of sakana, and you're obligated to be even more careful about it because it's since it's because of sakana.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's that.
Wait, is it a Tikvan you make then?
Stop on it. No, I'm just kidding. It's I think so. I mean,
We go 2 paragraphs later.
Yeah.
I think he's talking about.
okay, so let's go the next paragraph. One So washing between courses, between dishes is optional. Rata noto, rata ino noto. If you want to, you can. If not, not. Weird he has to say that. Mundane fruits don't need netilas yadayim. Anyone who washes his hands for fruit, he's a haughty spirit. Kol es hamelach, anything that is with salt. A weird way to phrase it. Kol es hamelach. You need to wash your hands at the end, meaning after you eat it. Shema yeklo melach sodomis, because maybe there will be Sodom salt. Or melach shetivo keteva melach sodomis. Or other salt that's like that. That's interesting. I never heard anyone talk about like other substances that you have to worry about, for you just hear about the Sodom, melach Sodom. V'yavir yadav al einav v'yisame, and you'll pass your hands over your eyes and become blinded. So I guess practical thing is if you're eating hot sauce or chili,
Jalapenos is.
Yeah, right. Because that's real danger. Did I do that once, or did I just fear doing that? I think I touched like my eyes when I was cutting up habaneros or something like that, and then realized that I was this close to becoming a blind person forever. No, yeah, it would be bad though.
It is it can be really bad.
Yeah, it could be really bad. I only know that because of hot ones, because of the YouTube. They always warn them not to cover your eyes. Yeah. Chiyavu little yadayim b'sof kol hasuda. So chiyavu, right? Sounds like a takana.
Yeah.
Therefore, they obligated one to wash their hands at the end of every seuda b'fnei melach. So it is interesting, right? So the first statement now, in retrospect, seems to be a tzorech, that you need to do this because of sakana. Then they may, if you eat anything with salt, but then because of that tzorech in certain sudas, they obligate you for every suda. Is that the correct way to read it?
Yeah.
If those then why did you not withdraw?
Yeah.
I thought it was just a rule that you don't make a sakana, you don't make a bracha for anything because of sakana.
Really?
I thought so.
But if I have to listen to the Ravana,
Yeah.
why wouldn't? What's that?
It's the Rabbanan. Yabu.
Or unless you
I
get
thought
it
you
in water.
but you're not going to use some kind of
Like yogurt.
Say again?
it's not something
Well, being careful of sakana is going to be deraisa, but the people do it in every seuda though.
Yeah.
You're not going to say that that's deraisa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
Chiyuv
chayavim.
lito yadayim b'sof kol seuda.
I have chayavim. Which is-
Chayavim?
Yeah. Which is also the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Chiyuv
No.
is more direct. That means they obligated. Yeah, Isaac.
I think
I'm gonna look up in here while we're.
Yeah.
I think you can also read that
Yeah.
it might have this on your hands after every meal.
Yeah.
Part of your do it different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that
Not that it's none that it was set up as a structure of clear every meal, but that because you might have it on your hands after every meal, after each meal you do it in case you have it.
Why is it switching to chivu instead of sorry? I mean, you could say he doesn't mean chayav when he says chayav. I just think that that's weird, given the fact that he started off by saying sorry and now he's saying chayav.
You're chayav because of this sakana.
So then why do you say sorry?
Because that would get that would be.
So then why are you doing it? I'm not following your logic. Maybe I'm missing something. The way I'm reading it is that you got to stay away from doing dangerous stuff, right? So he's saying the danger. This starting to die about Corona whenever you eat something with salt. Now that's only when you eat something with salt. If you just had that, you would not do it after every meal.
Right.
But now, mipnei zeh, separate step. Because of that danger, chiyavu, they obligated you, litol yadayim b'sof kol seuda.
Even if
Mipnei hamelach in general, not
Yeah.
even if you don't have anything with melach here. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm pretty convinced that's the only way to read it, but I don't see any other way to read it. I'm gonna see what they say here, though. You can make your arguments if you have, but
I definitely I'm just thinking about it.
yeah. What halakha is this in real life? Gimel. Gimel, yeah. Kol no the melach tzedamit melach bishul hamish. Oh, I didn't know melach tzedamit was a cooking. He said the footnote guy says it's melach bishul, On the comic that's Uda. I mean, meaning that like I wonder. In other words, I'm wondering if it's more similar to not the same thing, but similar to kosher salt. Like kosher salt used in cooking, people don't like put kosher salt on their meals. You know.
I thought that one at once.
I just didn't know. I was just ignorant.
I mean, you use other kind of salt for cooking.
Yeah. It gives the chemical formula. What's MgCl2?
Magnesium salt.
Yeah.
Is that salt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense that. I mean, I have no idea what. I don't know what the
That's
property
sodium
like.
chloride.
Yeah.
They have a bunch of other like modern.
Any combination of metal with non-metal is.
But sodium chloride is regular table salt, though, right?
Yeah.
So sodium chloride is regular table salt.
Yeah.
So we got to see what.
Yeah.
Maybe that's kosher salt.
Maybe let's see. Magnesium chloride.
Yeah.
Magnesium chloride, Wikipedia, is the name for the chemical compound with the formula MgCl2. Blah blah blah. In North America, magnesium chloride is produced primarily from the Great Salt Lake brine. There you go. It is extracted in a similar process from the Dead Sea in the Jordan Valley. So it's like manly salt, like intense, applications cuisine. Magnesium chloride is an important coagulant used in the preparation of, you're never going to guess this one, tofu from soy milk. Seems very tame. In Japan, it is sold as nigari, derived from the Japanese word for bitter. White powder produced from seawater after the sodium chloride has been removed, the water evaporated. In China, it's called, okay, it goes through a bunch of stuff. And is, this is useful. It is an inexpensive dietary supplement providing magnesium, hence its interest in view of a general deficit in our current consumption. Because you need magnesium. It's also an ingredient in baby formula milk. Got to be careful to wash your macaroni with baby's hands, yeah. Yeah, right. They say, isn't there a drasha that says on Kedoshim Tihiu that implies that my macaron is doraisa? No, okay. I gotta look it up. I think
Are there shitos that hold? Because
I think there's a token that you don't do it anymore because
Yeah.
there's nothing to do.
yeah, that's what I think all of us rely on.
Okay.
Yeah,
But he also said in that token that if your hands are like dirty, you should wash.
yeah, right. But that's for bracha though, right? That's not because of
I
the
think
takana.
it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I mean, if you're having tofu or the.
Yeah.
That's maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, maror.
Maro.
I guess, well, not romaine, but if you're having, if you've had some maror later on, the other maror endives. Yeah. Maybe I should go buy a sample platter so we can all like see if we want to switch over. Yeah. Okay. Where are we up to now? Oh, that was just the beginning of Yod, right?
I'm not convinced that endo
and you drink it. And afterwards you mix the fourth cup. The gomer alav is a halal, and you complete the halal over it. The omer alav birkas hashir, and you say over it birkas hashir. This is a whole other sugya, right? Vihi, and that is according to the Rambam, Yihalucha Hashem Elkina Kol Ma'asecha, etc. So he'll say that in Haggadah in full. Ve'eno toim achar kach klum kol halayla. So this is another halacha of eno toim acharav.
Right. Or is it the same?
I mean, you again to repeat, you already were toim after the first one, and he only said,
Oh.
Well,
you're gonna have
He says you're not going to eat anymore. You're talking about her ma'achal.
But then he said, look at the next line.
Wait. Where are you reading the ma'achal thing?
It says you don't taste any food after it.
But he also says eno toim achareha. You mean first eno toim acharav ma'achal achar klal v'zman hazeh ochol k'gais matat eno toim achareha klum. Right.
Don't taste anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I see what you're saying for the
That's going back.
Yeah. But I mean, again, with the
But
it seems like the culmination of that halacha is the hefsek sudas of the tam mitzvah b'fiv, and then this is like
a new thing.
a new thing. Yeah.
But look at the next line though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Because that's, I mean, does mine even have te'ima? Or do we call that? I don't think yeah, it's just a weird way to phrase it. Chutz min hamayim, towing acharav chutz min hamayim, but
Well,
yeah.
It would be unclear whether water is included in that. Like,
Right.
does that mean you can't drink anymore, or like?
Yeah.
does that mean, you can't have, like,
Yeah, I'm being nitpicky more from an English perspective than a halacha perspective.
Yeah.
Right. Don't taste anything except water. Well, if water doesn't have a taste, then I'm not tasting the water ever.
I know
I know what you mean though. You can mix a fifth cup and say on it halal gadol, which is all the hodus. Not that we say in halal like for Chanukah and Rosh Chodesh. V'hu mehodu l'Hashem kitov ad al naharos bavel, meaning I assume ad v'lo ad bichlal. I don't think we actually say al naharos bavel. I don't know why he has to say al naharos bavel, but because the ino chova k'mo arba kotos, and this cup is not an obligation like the 4 cups. V'yishlo ligmar es halal b'chol makom sheyirteh. You can complete the halal wherever you want, in any place that you want. Alpha pisha ino makom suda, even though it's not the place of your suda.
So that seems like you could have a fit. Like you could taste.
Yeah. Right, that's true.
Which is weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
It really doesn't say that you drink it.
Yeah, you're just mosing it. That's right. Yeah, that's interesting.
You've been talking about how you drink it.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard people say, I've never looked into this, but I've heard people say that this is how the kosher Eliyahu came about,
Right.
Of pouring a cup that you don't drink, and then somehow that became a thing. Yeah, I bet they have an article on Al Torah. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you this yesterday. I was looking at Al Torah in the Haggadah topics, and I clicked on the Manishtana one. I think it was the Manishtana one. Was the Manishtana one? Hold on. And they didn't have any article. It was blank, so I wasn't sure if it was a like a broken link or something like that. And he said that his son started writing it and didn't finish, but if anyone wants to do it, then they're welcome to. And he said you can ask your students. So if anyone wants to do, is it Marshtana? Yeah, Marshtana. So if anyone ever feels, what was it?
What is it?
One of the topics articles. You know the topic articles on. Oh, you got to know about the topics articles. On Al Torah, I mean, they do this for every parsha, but they recently publicized the ones about the Haggadah. You click on the parsha, and then it'll have a bunch of topics, and it'll summarize all the mafarshim and hyperlink all of their sources and like walk you through the sugya. And it basically like does the research for you. And I guess they add these articles all the time. So they have that on many topics in the Haggadah. So just not that one. Yeah. So not necessarily this year, but if anyone, yeah. I just told them I would tell you. Yeah. What was it?
And all the Torah advertisements.
Yes, and all of our advertising. Correct, of course. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so I also don't know how Ashkenazim, I feel like you never hear Ashkenazim say that halal gadol is optional. Like I feel like it's just the minhag that we say it, right? I've never been heard of a Seder that they stop after halal, the regular halal.
It's weird, we don't drink the 4th cup before this, drink it after.
Right, yeah. They merged halal gadol into the regular halal, and then it's over the 4th. All of it's over the 4th cup is what you're saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Strange. Never looked into this again. Yeah. Look at the footnote on halal gadol, left. Perik. Oh, sorry. You don't have my position. I'll just read it. It's very short. Perik kuvlan vav b'tehillim. Sheish bo hodal Hashem v'gam nizkaros bo yitzis mitzrayim v'hamakos. So it mentions the Yitzis Mitzrayim and the Makos, V'hu Ne'emar B'nefesh Seveh V'keres Malea. And that's from Hilchos Tעניות. Where in Hilchos Tעניות do you talk about that parak? It's said with a satisfied soul and a full belly. Yeah, that's taunting. Should we look at that? Let's look at that really quickly. I'm just curious. In Aleph Tes Zayin in Tעניות, at the end, second to last section in Zmנים. 1:16. Correct 1, 11:16. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, there you go. If the congregation was fasting for rain, and the rain fell, if it was before chatzos, lo yashlimu, they should not complete their fast. Interesting. I never knew that there was another time we read halachos gadol. So then they eat, drink, gather, and they read halachos gadol. She'ein omrim halachos gadol ela benefesh saveh v'keret malea. We only say halachos gadol with a satisfied soul and a full belly. I wonder what the satisfied soul is. If a full belly is a full belly.
Right.
I would have said nefesh saveh means that you're like saveh, but that seems like keret malea is. V'im achar chatos hoil ba'avar rov hayom b'kedusha yashlimu tanisan. And if the rain fell after chatos, then they complete their since the majority of the day passed in kedusha, then they complete their fast. So too, if they fast on a catastrophe and then it passes, al shmad ubatel, or on a like a decree and it is nullified. Im kodem chatos lo yashlimu im achar chatos yashlimu. Yeah, never would have done that halacha. Yeah. Okay, thank you, footnote guy. All right. Okay, so now we are up to Yud Aleph. Oh, so that's the end of the Seder, right? Now, one thing that's weird here is for the remainder of this parak, like these are like miscellaneous halachos having to do with other Seder related stuff. It's not part of the Seder Masim of the night, it seems.
Yeah, it seems like getting miscellaneous things should have been previous.
Yeah, I would think so also. So let's see what they are. Malkam shenahagu lechol tzali b'leilei pesachim ochlim. So a place that is accustomed to eat roasted meat on the night of Pesach, then we eat. Malkam shenahagu shelo lechol, place that is not accustomed to eat in ochlim, then we don't eat. Gezerah shema yomru basar pesachu. It's a decree lest one say that this is the meat of the Pesach. Isaac, what's your understanding of like malkam shenahagu / gezerah?
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, right. Because you would think that they made gezeros like. Does that mean that they were gozer in specific places and like those places carried it on? I don't know why.
I guess I'd say that when you have like a minhag, it can be a minhag alone or a minhag that's set up by Basin.
Yeah.
And this sounds like it was a minhag set up by Basin. Like some places they set it up to do like a zikr of the Korban Pesach. Some places they said don't do it.
Yeah.
Because then it's gonna look like it's.
Yeah. The funny thing with the zikr of the Korban Pesach, I mean, he doesn't say that, but I would guess that you're right. You know. Actually, no. Hold on a second. I don't think he holds that you have to eat sully. He's saying that it's permissible to eat.
If you're in this makom,
Are you saying that means that you dafka eat?
Fine, so then maybe they just didn't set it up.
Yeah. That's how I understood it, not from here.
Okay, this isn't like concern. We're not too concerned about this, so we're not going to.
Yeah.
Some places they were like, this is a concern.
Yeah, and maybe I'm getting that from somewhere else, but yeah. It's just funny that it's just
it's like minhag and then zera.
Yeah. Set salui. Oh, this is what I was talking about.
Actually, I will say.
You'll say.
The structure of a minhag in general is as a protection for something. And usually not like a halachic structure type of way. So like this is a protection for business, but not.
Yeah. Did we that Rambam that we've read many times? Does he in Mamrim? Let's read it again, the third time. Not all of them, just that one. In chapter 1 in Mamrim.
Don't say whether it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he also says. I got mine.
12:14.
Yeah, so he mentions it in two contexts, right? So in the third paragraph, he says, "Echad dvarim shalom du osan mipi shemua v'him torah bal peh, v'echad dvarim shalom du osan mipi da'atan ba'achas min amidos she'ator nidroses v'hen v'nir b'inam shadin b'davar ze kachu, v'echad dvarim she'astu osan siag l'Torah." Okay, so that's making a fence around the Torah. L'fi ma sha'at stricha, and according to what the time needed. V'him hagzeres ha'tachanos v'minhagos. There he mentions minhagos in the framework of siag and gezeres and takanos, right? Then the next one, the next one, Harihu Omer Al Pia Torah Asher Yerucha, Elu Gezeres Vatakanos Minhagos She Yoru Bahem Laravim K'dei L'Chazik Et Hadat L'Sakin Ha'olam. That sounds like a different character than siag. Right, there's siag, and then there's things that are done to strengthen the religion and to fix the world. So it sounds like you'd have minhagim like that also. Yeah. Yeah, these minhagim he's talking about are only started by the Rabbanan. Yeah, I mean, there are categories like Isaac saying of minhagim that come about from the Am. Minimum, yeah. That minhag sounds like, that sounds like a different thing than what he's talking about here. Yeah.
It's about the difference between siag and other things. If you look at the second paragraph, Gimel, it says, so he's talking about based in overthrowing something.
Mm-hmm.
He says, but the Varim is a little assorted on.
We said second parak?
Yeah, second paragraph of Varim.
Okay, yeah.
Gimel.
Gimel, yeah, got it.
Yeah, not real Gimel.
Yeah.
The Varim should little assorted on Kedela Tafiyah. That would be charged the Torah.
Yeah.
So they only uproot something that was not an issur for a siag, but other dinei Torah.
Yeah.
Avalvarm Shiro based in Lizor or Lesor on lots of siag, in Pantat, like Yisur and before Israel, in based in Gadol, after Yachol, Afran, Lasuran, Afidu Haya Gadol Minhashon.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah. So there's like.
Monthly thread.
Yeah. So yeah, but you see there's like different categories. Like the paragraph thing is not as a siag.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to our halachos coming to matzah. So we were at the seh, right? Uvechol makom asr lechol seh salui kulo Ch8 b'layil zeh. So in every place it is asr. So what kind of isser do you think that is? Is that equivalent to like nahagu shelo lechol, or like they instituted an isser? Yeah, it sounds like it, right? To eat a roasted sheep in its entirety, lamb in its entirety on that night. Because it looked like you're eating kachim outside of the mikdash.
So it sounds like it's not the same. It's not like this is a question of how intense the minhag was, because this is like a slightly different concern.
Yeah, it is. It's funny. It's not that people will say that this is the meat of the Pesach. It's that people think you're eating kachim outside.
Which is weird because this is more like.
Yeah. As opposed to like roast beef.
Right.
People will say that that's korban pesach, but like an entire lamb that's roasted as one, kachim. Like that's what's on people's minds, Yeah.
I guess that's like. It is like what you do with korbanos, and we usually don't do with other things.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess usually when you have meat, you have it over a period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas kachim, you have to eat it in like a short time frame. So you might do like.
Or if you're Greek. Yeah.
If you have a boar.
Yeah, right. V'im haya mechutach. You have to put a fence around your boar. V'im haya mechutach, if it was cut up, o shechisar mimeno aver, or it was lacking a limb, o shalak bo aver v'hu mechubar, or if you boiled a limb and it was attached, then it's mutter in the place where they're accustomed. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. So as long as it's not roasted in its entirety. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, 12. Yeah, so this definitely should have. I guess is also in the procedures, but you could have seen this being put in Perek Shvi. Someone who doesn't have wine on the nights of Pesach.
It really does seem like it should have been inside.
Yeah. Mekadosh ala pas. He should make kiddush on bread. Not bread, but matzah. Kederach Shabbos, just like he does on Shabbos. There's a really good contrast on this, by the way. And he should do everything in this order. Meaning, so that's the weird thing, right? So you end up making making kiddush and hamotzi and eating your matzah at the very beginning of the night.
Weird.
Yeah, very strange. But then you do everything else in order. Mish ein lo yarak ela maror bilvad. Let's say you don't have any vegetable, any like carb vegetable except for maror. Batchila mevarach al hamaror shtei brachos. So you make 2 brachos on the maror first. Brei pri ha'adama ve'al achilas maror ve'ochel ukeshegomer ha'hagadah mevarach al hamatzah ve'ochla ve'chozer ve'ochel min hamaror below bracha. You have to eat the maror twice.
Why do you have to eat matzah?
Why don't you have to eat the matzah twice? Is this what you're saying, or why do you?
I thought you did.
So he says you do everything al Seder, but it's funny he doesn't specify that you eat the matzah again, right?
No,
Oh, he does?
Matzah. Bרכות.
That's if you don't have. That's in the second case, isn't it?
You should go Maraga.
The case where you don't have the Yerek.
I think it meant only have more.
Yeah. So if you didn't have wine, it's mashma you only eat matzah once, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he doesn't. He could have said Misha in lo yain below that pasuk mekadosh al pas keder ch8 b'shavos. Both the kol dvarim al seder is there. The achar shikmar sahagada ochel matzah pam shnia.
Why not the ocean all over all day right now? That's not. That means you're not considering.
Either way, you're going to get into inconsistency.
Why?
Because why then does he have to specify you eat maror a second time? Why couldn't he have just said v'osei kol dvarim al seder hazeh?
Because normally you don't eat more twice. Normally during dinner you not twice either.
No, you don't.
You're not.
Oh, you mean at the end?
You're not at the end.
Okay, fine. So you do it 3 times then. I mean.
If you say you eat it once in.
No, my understanding is that in the case where you don't have wine, you're only eating matzah once. Whereas if you don't have karpas, then you eat maror twice.
Yeah.
Because he specifies you eat maror a second time without a bracha.
When you can think you only eat matzah once.
He just doesn't say you ate it.
Yeah, he doesn't say you eat a second time. And I see it.
This is the thing that Hani how pass because normally you're not that Hani say on you're not yai. Since you can't eat that on yai, you're not pass on that time. Meanwhile, it's something that in the different matter. Why would I not eat it a second time? I'm more.
I'm just think it's funny he doesn't say that though.
Why should he say that? I'm more than happy to say that.
You
Because
could-
I think you're.
You build the mitzvah. You build the mitzvah of eating matzah
I don't eat not the point anyways.
3 times. I give him the same choice. 3 times. You eat it 3 times then.
No, I'm saying that you only eat it once. Yeah, I would say if you eat it once, you think you make it raw on the honey. Not on not.
Are you saying, are you eating it again before the meal?
No.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought you were saying.
But Mari,
Yeah, what are you asking?
it's Mari do eat before.
Yeah. Maror you eat at the usual time and you eat it early.
Right.
So you're eating in an extra time. That's why I guess what I mean by matzah. So are you
Isn't
eating?
that from the Imara?
What was that?
Isn't that from the Imara?
Fine, there's a question on the Gemara.
I'm just learning the Mishnah Torah here. If the Rambam wants us to learn the Gemara, yeah.
I was saying that you eat more in the beginning, you sing it raw on, not eating it in the next month. Then you eat it again later, but it's still making other sheets out, but you're not.
So, but you are eating it later, even though you are.
But you might not eat it.
Okay, fine. I'm just saying, what does the Rambam hold you do? I'm asking. I'm a portrait of yid. I'm just trying to understand what the Rambam is saying you do.
Well, I'm saying you eat more twice.
Okay.
And you ask me why would you say that if I'm not.
No, I'm asking you. Do you also have to eat the matzah again
Before
before the Suda?
Yeah, before the
No.
Okay, good. So then we're in agreement. Okay, good.
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
question is, then why is the difference?
And how
Right.
many-
No, of course it is different because I'm not going to.
Yeah. This is the controversial I want to do, but yeah. That was not the will of the council. Yeah,
Wait, what?
I know. We'll do it. We'll do it.
You
at some
want to
point.
do the
Yeah.
What?
You want to do the
No, we're doing I'll get other wrong right now.
Well, we're not really doing it. Yeah. We can do it later on.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm good with when we do like just going like
Mhm.
and then also doing.
Okay, well, we'll try. We have 3 sessions left. All right. Mi she'ein lo matzah mishumeres ela kazayis. If you only have a kazayis of shmura matzah, kishegomer sudato mi matzah she'ena shmura, then when he finishes his suda from matzah that is not
Use a shmura.
mishumeres,
Okay.
right? That's what we call it. We call it shmura matzah, right?
Yeah, no, I think you said, yeah.
Yeah.
He said,
Kishegomer.
I wasn't sure if it was yours.
Okay. Kishegomer sudato mi matzah she'ena mishumeres. Mevarach al achilas matzah v'ochel oso kazayis v'eno tlon afrav klum. So, what is he saying? So, if you only have one kazayis of shmur matzah, then
You stay to the end.
you should gomer su'udato mimatzah she'ena mishumeres.
You finish your meal of unguarded matzah.
Right, which means that you started with the unguarded matzah, so then you conclude with that presumably because that's matzah shel mitzvah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't make all those matzah until then.
Yeah, you delay the matzah
It's
then, right?
very.
Wait, what is he saying to do?
So
one guy.
right, so you might think that you eat that kazayis at the beginning of your su'udah and make the achilas matzah then, like you ordinarily do, and then maybe whatever happens to the afikomen happens to the afikomen, you know.
Right.
But he's saying no, defer. You start your su'udah when you make moti matzah. You do that on matzah she'ena mishumeres, and you don't make the achilas matzah, and then you basically save the matzah shel mitzvah until the very end and make the bracha then.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Mi yatan b'soch hasukkah. Just kidding. Haha. Right, yeah. Mi yatan b'soch hasuda v'hekitz. If he fell asleep in the suda and woke up, eno chozer v'ochel. Ooh, I would feel bad of the thought that this happens. Someone is so exhausted by the end of the. I guess b'soch hasuda though.
I've never seen anyone talking.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking during Haggadah, but I guess this is you can still eat after that, right? It's if you fall asleep during the Suda, it's a problem.
Yeah, when I was younger, I definitely felt it during the Suda.
Yeah, it's late. It's really late,
Yeah.
It's late
especially if you go from New York to Seattle.
Yeah.
That's not like that. They're not just like, I just I was out from the night.
Right.
Yeah, I know, I mean, I have to like go upstairs, but like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do we know why you can't eat after that?
It's almost not that. I think it's more like if you weren't like a total sleep and after.
Yeah,
Once you're not for food, then you can.
you're
Interesting. B'nei chavurah sheyashnu miktatzan b'soch ha'suda. So if some members of the group slept in the middle of the suda, chodrin v'ochlin. Oh, so then they can go back and eat.
I guess it's because it's
a
a
chavurah issue.
of the meal and.
Yeah, I think you say yes to mix that, not like a.
Yeah. Nirdimu kulan v'ne'uru. If they all fall into a deep sleep and then they wake up, lo yochlu, then they cannot eat. Nis nam nemu. That's a hard one. Kulan yochlu. Then they can eat.
Wait, so
That was what you were saying from the Gemara?
Yeah.
They doze off. Yeah.
What was the b'nei chavurah she has to make us?
I don't know when.
That sounds like if let's say like we're all at a Seder and 2 of us fall asleep and then we wake up, we can go back to eat. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure why.
Don't worry, I
Why do you think the first thing?
I guess that's if you're alone. Must be, right? Because otherwise it would just be the Miktatan case.
Yeah, one of them confused. It's not like you continue yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, so hold on. No, there are actually 2 halachos that we need to read in the Nusach Haggadah before we go through the Haggadah. So look at the very end of the Nusach Haggadah, last one. Actually, it's just 1 halach. I thought it was 2. The Seder Shemavarchin. What oath is that for you, by the way? Okay, good. And so is mine. Seder Shemavarchin v'korin ha'Haggadah b'leil Yom Tov Rishon Shel Pesach. In the same order that we are Mavarech and read the Haggadah on the night of Yom Tov Rishon of Pesach. Kach Mavarechim v'korin b'leil Hasheni Shel Galius. We do the brachos and we read on the second night of Galus. V'chein, similarly, chayavin b'leil Hasheni b'arba'a kosas. We're also obligated on the second night in 4 cups. Uvishar hadvarim shenatzu b'layla harishon, and then the other things that are done on the first night.
lots of weird things.
Yeah. So what's weird about that?
First of all, why is he specifying halachos?
Yeah.
And why is he saying this all the way at the end here? Why not in the 7th verse?
Yeah. So the weirder thing, those are all valid weird things, but
It's also weird that he like
Why does
goes
it
into detail about this list when like that's normally what you do.
yeah. So that's the big question. The big question is in I think it's in Hilchos Yom Tov. He says that that's what Yom Tov Sheni is that we do everything exactly the same way. So there's another contrast here on the fact that according to the Rambam, there's a havamina that you would not read the Haggadah on Yom Tov Sheni Shel Galius and not do the mitzvos. These mitzvos. And so that's interesting here also. Yeah.
I changed my notes on that.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
Ooh.
you're serious?
Yeah, I'm not really.
Okay.
Okay.
I really didn't realize that you're not having Rambam Bekius next week.
Oh, we're having it for one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not having it for the full.
Oh yeah.
Do you change your vote?
Yeah, we have tomorrow, Thursday, and then Monday.
Yeah.
I'm leaving on Tuesday afternoon during the time. Yeah.
Yeah, I say I want you, maybe like, do very Bekius-y,
Yeah.
I'm not changing my vote from that, but I want to see the control this also.
You what?
I would want to see the control.
Sounds to
Okay.
me like he's changing his vote.
Yeah.
That's not for the countries.
No, I'm voting fully against the contrast until after we do the.
All right, so we're gonna do the contrast instead, and yeah, we're gonna do the contrast and the nusach haggadah. I think the best way to do it is to I mean it doesn't lend itself to doing it quickly because it involves the whole thing is just scrutinizing all the differences between nusach Ashkenaz and the nusach haggadah. So like. It's not a quick thing. It's like dafka, not a quick thing, So we can like maybe talk about that in WhatsApp or whatever, like as they come up and speculate. But yeah. Okay, good. So
What you're saying is we'll have Rambam Bekius conversation over WhatsApp.
yeah.
That's what the group's for.
Yeah. We can definitely do that.
Around Bekius references.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's basically what it's about. Okay, since I have to go soon anyway, let's stop today. Is that good? Okay. All right, very good.
Yay.
Yay.
Let's see.
Yay.